Yeah.
Welcome to the Trading Sliders Podcast. Here we go, episode number 61 of the Trading Sliders Podcast. How's everybody doing out there? I'm Bobby Puckett. Here with me in studio is Kurt the Flash Bennett. What's going on, Flash?
Not much. I made it back this week.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, Flash made his appearance.
Yeah.
He went fishing again.
Yeah.
Didn't fall off the boat or nothing this week, so it was good.
Yeah.
How was the fishing tournament?
It was good.
Was it?
Well, I didn't do any good. I finished mid-pack, but that's all right.
It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Happens sometimes.
There's a lot of luck in that, too.
This week's guest is a Great Lake model, let's say up and comer, but he's been doing it for a while, but Dalton Brown.
What'd you say? Great Lake model?
Oh, a pro late model, yeah. Pro late model. The ultimate pro late model series champion.
Yeah.
How about that? Dalton Brown, two-time track champion, has track championships at Rockcastle and Richmond. So we made the trip down last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, last week to Crab Orchard, Kentucky.
Yeah.
If you blink, you'll miss it.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, it's not a very big town, but some big racing talent right there on that one city block.
Yep.
But yeah, so Dalton Brown, this week's guest, had a good time down there. We say this every week. Please take care of the people that take care of us. And by doing that, you can reach out to Brandon Hooker and the boys at Diesel Boys if you have any diesel truck work that you need done. And they change injectors, fuel pumps, basically any type of diesel automotive stuff that you need done. Reach out to Brandon Hooker and Diesel Boys. They also have race car parts for the Legends, and they have jigs, and they have all the certified race parts. So if you know anybody that races Legends, and you're in the southern Indiana area and you need parts for Legend race cars, reach out to them. They have all that stuff. They're in stock at Diesel Boys LLC. Our slider of the week being brought to you by Kentucky Clutch and Performance. If you need any type of automotive clutch, farm tractor, semi-truck, any type cars, pickup truck, you name it, we got it, and if we can't get it, we'll fix it. So,
that's right. Yep.
But reach out to Chris and the guys at Kentucky Clutch and Performance. Our crash of the week being brought to you by D.O. Handyman and Remodeling. This week's crash of the week, we're going to take a different route because I was at an event and it's something pretty neat to talk about. But there was a huge midget crash this week that we need to talk about also. But our crash of the week being brought to you by D.O. Handyman and Remodeling. If you need any type of handyman work done around the house, this time of year we can fix leaky windows, door trims, anything outside, inside. If you need hardwood floors fixed, it's time for the holidays. You got family coming over, and oh crap, you forgot about that piece of trim that's laying in the hallway. Reach out to David. He'll get you taken care of at 812-989-5002. Our racetrack spotlight being brought to you by our good friend Jeremy Thomas and JT's Trackside Catering. If you need any catering done, it's Thanksgiving. I know another one of our sponsors, Kentucky Clutch and Performance, they're getting Thanksgiving catered through JT's Trackside. So
that's pretty cool.
It's kind of a big circle here. We're all working together.
Yeah.
But any type of event, if you've got a family coming over and quite frankly, you don't want to cook for them, you don't want to have to clean up the mess, just reach out to Jeremy Thomas at JT's Trackside Catering. He'll get you taken care of.
Okay, now since Bobby screwed this up, you forgot about one of our very first ever sponsors.
No, I'm getting there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Yeah. No, the slaughter of the week, I've saved it for last.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the reason why I saved that for last because we're gonna go right into our West Coast stuff out of it.
Oh, okay.
But our slaughter of the week being brought to you by Wallet Speed Decals. If you need any type of vinyl work done, wrap cars, trucks, trailers, makes yard signs. I think he even does business cards. So I kind of probably dropped the ball on that. Probably needed to get hold of some.
Yeah.
But reach out to Walt at Speed Decals. All right. Now we got everything. Our USAC West Coast weather headache. And I'm going to start with our slider of the week in our news this week because we're going to talk about USAC. Merced Speedway is going to be the slider of the week this week.
Oh, yeah.
Because they went out on a limb when the racetracks, everybody canceled. Merced said, no, these guys have traveled all the way across country. We're going to make it work. So, Merced Speedway is going to be our first slider of the week.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a slider of the week once we get through our stuff. But that's going to actually be presented twice this week because Merced Speedway went out and did something that not many racetracks in the country would do.
Yeah.
And gave the guys a place to race.
That's pretty cool because those guys travel all the way. It takes a lot of money to get across country with a truck and trailer.
So news of the week, USAC's West Coast weather headaches. Corey Hedgehock, he's going to be out on a national tour.
Yeah.
So Corey Hedgehock got a full-time ride. Fans and drivers going at it on social media. Drivers versus drivers, fans versus drivers, fans versus racetracks. I know this, we kind of talked about this a lot, but this is something that kind of touched close to home. And I actually had somebody at the racetrack this weekend ask me about this. So I said, well, I guess if I got people coming to me wanting to know about it, we probably just need to talk about it.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that. And our weekend race trips this weekend, I made the trip down to Smokey Mountain Speedway. And but we're going to start off on a somber note. And I don't know if I'll get through this. All right, so where we're going to start at on this, our news of the week, we lost a local legend in the Louisville area to many of us, especially our age, as we're sitting here.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of our heroes.
Oh, yeah.
And from the people that was at the funeral, he was a lot of people's heroes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He was one of our heroes. But Dave Comer passed away this week. And, it's one of those things that when you're involved in motorsports and you're involved in the area, he's one of those guys you kind of took for granted. Because he'd come by the house as you're working on the car, especially me. I live 2 doors down.
Right.
He'd come by the house as working on the car and sit in the garage and bullshit with you and tell you racing stories and give you a hard time if you screw something up. And then Dave Cromer was a guy to many in our area, not just me.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was. There's so many people that he affected and he touched. I mean, you guys listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
And if you listen via YouTube, the reason why you're listening
is because of Dave. Yeah.
is because of Dave, because he couldn't figure out how to work Spotify or Amazon Music. He was the guy that we wanted to get on the show, and this is 61 weeks in a row. So this is the 61 weeks. I said, Dave, I'm gonna get you on the show this week. He said, I'm not coming on your show. I'm not coming on. But he's a guy that to many of us, he was more than just a race car driver.
Oh yeah. When I was first started racing is when Dave was running Sportstrom with late models. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got a couple stories about it, though, but he would pass every single car on the outside over, and I was like, and I always told everybody, I said, man, I'm going to be like that guy. I said, I'm going to pass everybody on the outside. And if anybody ever watched me race, they pretty much know that's where I did all my passing. But the other funny story about Dave, though, is back then they used to run the methanol in them cars, and that was so bad you couldn't hardly breathe. Well, Dave had a gas mask type thing that he wore in the race car while he was sitting in the lineup chute. He took it off right before he went out, but he had it while he was in the lineup chute because everybody had the 180-degree headers running out the right side, so they was blowing right in your window. So I thought that was pretty. That's some of my memories I had of Dave. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but like I said, Dave was he was a guy that I've known my whole life. Been around him my whole life, but really got the last 7 or 8 years got to be really close. Because I work at Kentucky Clutch. He's the founder of Kentucky Clutch.
Yeah.
He walks over at the house every day. I mean, every Sunday, you get a phone call or you swing by, want to know what went on the weekend. How did the kids do? I mean, I coached his great grandson on the basketball team.
Yeah.
The reason why I got into officiating basketball was because of his brother. Thoughts and prayers to everybody, in the Comer family. Grandkids, great grandkids. His daughters, everybody in the family, our hearts go out to them. And, sometimes heroes, they're not supposed to die, but not all heroes wear capes, that's for sure. Some of them wear bubble helmets and fire suits.
Yeah.
So,
and gas masks.
Yeah, gas masks. So we're thinking about you, Dave. So we'll go on with the show now. All right. That was a little tougher than I thought it was going to be. But start off with Corey Hedgehock. Corey Hedgehock to drive for Billy Hicks Motorsports. A few weeks ago, Flash, Corey Hedgehock was a guy that said he had his big long Facebook post. I'm cutting back.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna run a whole lot.
Yeah.
With my new baby, my new kid, I recently went through a divorce. I got a bunch of stuff going on, so we're gonna cut back racing. And he turned over his chassis business. I guess he got it all figured out.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, he signed up for a national tour.
Yeah. We're going on the road.
So he went from we're cutting back to now I'm going to race 100 nights a year.
Yeah.
So as we say, racers race. It probably sounded
pretty
like
good
a
car.
good. Yeah, that's it.
Pretty good car he's taking over too.
Yeah, he's taking over the 79 for Billy Hicks. I think that it's going to be a Lucas Oil car.
Yeah.
On the Lucas Oil series. I think. I'm not 100% sure.
That would be good for him. The way the tracks he kind of the slicker tracks and stuff he's good at. So
yeah, he don't need to go. He don't need to go to the Midwest a whole lot. Yeah. But yeah, so
I mean, not that he couldn't do it, but I just think it would more suit him.
Yeah, I think so too. So Corey Hedgecock does that. USAC's weather. We talked about that in the very first slider of the week.
Yeah.
By Walter Speed Decals, but USAC weather headaches. Park Plaza was canceled. Tulare was canceled because of rain and wet grounds. Merced,
yeah.
Yeah, Merced Speedway stepped up and said, listen, guys, we got just as much rain, but our pit area is in better shape, so we'll pump the water out of the infield. And I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll race Friday and Saturday instead of just Saturday because we want to give these guys a place to race.
Yep.
First off, hats off to Merced and USAC for adjusting on the fly.
Yeah.
Because that was something that not a lot of promoters would do. And the main reason why, because a USAC event is not cheap.
Right.
It's not cheap to bring in on a 2-day notice.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of stuff has to go down to make that happen.
Yeah, and that's not even counting all the water issue.
Yeah.
That's just okay, we was going to race one night, now we're racing two, so we got to get double the concession. I mean, it's a lot that goes into it. So Merced stepped out, and it's a shame that Friday's crowd wasn't as big as it should have been.
Yeah.
But there was also still like an 80% chance of rain.
Right.
So
that makes a difference too.
So we get it, but Saturday night's crowd made up for it. So hopefully, Merced was compensated for the gamble. And I don't know any insides to the situation, but I would just have to go out on a limb and say that there's a good possibility that USAC may have been able to lay on the factory a little bit, i.e. flow, to try to make that happen.
Yep.
So I would think so. I don't know all the ins and outs, but I would think so. Friday night, Kenny McIntosh took the win over Buddy Kofoid and Tanner Carrick. It was about what you thought a racetrack would be after 4 inches of rain.
Yeah.
It was real cowboy up.
On a track that I think's usually kind of like that anyway, ain't it?
A little. Yeah. It's an ultra high bank quarter mile. So it always gets character in the corner anyways.
Yeah.
But usually the character's from the middle to the top.
Right.
So Merced, you could slow roll the bottom, or you can blast the top.
Yeah.
Well, this here's character was from the infield to the outhouse.
Yeah.
So it had character everywhere.
Yeah. You weren't missing it.
No.
you had to drive through it.
Yeah. And Kenny McIntosh started fourth and took the win. It was a really good race, really. They didn't have no sprint cars or nothing with them. So the track stayed really heavy. It didn't blow off. Saturday, the track blew off some more, but Kenny McIntosh took the win. Win number 200 for Keith Coons Motorsports.
Man,
it's like 180 midget wins.
Yeah.
2 Silver Crown wins and like 18 sprint car wins.
Yeah.
And fun fact about those sprint car wins, all those were Brian Clausen.
Yeah.
all the
yeah.
Well, no, I'll take that back. I think Corey Kruzman or somebody won one back when they first started. But so they had 34 cars Friday, and then for some reason everybody looked around and said, "Man, that looks badass. Let's do it." So they ended up with 40 cars. Saturday they picked up some more cars, and also they ended up with 30 360 wing sprint cars. With as much rain as they had, it did help widen the track.
Yeah.
But guess what else was wider? The ruts.
Yeah, the ruts were a little wider and a little deeper.
Yeah, a little deeper. But you could race all the way around the top. And Saturday night, the slider of the week, our second slider of the week at Merced was Logan Seavey took the win. It was his first win of the season, but Logan Seavey took the win from starting sixth over Jacob Denny and Corey Day. Corey Day was going for the double because Corey Day won the sprint car race before then.
Oh yeah.
And Day was just going at it, but he just could not miss the chop in the middle. Yeah. And Logan Seavey just went above it and said, "I'm racing above it," and took the lead on the last lap. As they got the white flag, he went by Denny. Denny was playing it safe on the bottom.
Yeah.
Just like I done seen that massive wreck Buddy Kofoid took.
Yeah.
I don't want no part of that. And Logan Seavey said, "What wreck?" And just put it on the top and went. So hats off to Logan Seavey for. It's hard to believe we're coming into the last weekend of the year. Logan Seavey, the winningest driver of the year, hasn't won a midget race.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's nuts to think about that.
Really, what kind of mindset do you have to have when you go out like that and you see somebody wreck like that and you say, "Well, okay, I'm still going to run up there."
Yeah. Okay. Damn. Yeah. He hit hard.
That was bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I can hit not as hard.
I think I can do it.
Yeah. He's running wing sprint cars. He don't know how to get through the rough like me. Like where does that come in?
Yeah. Sprint car drivers, just any kind of sprint car drivers are just different breed.
Yes, they are definitely different. Because my ass would have seen that wreck and been like,
"Yep,
okay, Denny, I'm gonna run second right behind you."
Yeah, on the tires.
I hope your car don't quit running because we will wreck together as I'm pushing you. Corey Day took the win in the sprint car race. The sprint car race, Cole Macedo was in the Tarleton Brothers car, the Black 21 car.
Yeah.
Everybody runs on the West Coast. That must be totally different. They must be a totally different chassis, shock, tire combo. He could not keep that damn thing on the racetrack.
Oh, yeah.
He's off the racetrack in the infield, off the racetrack outside
the ballpark.
I don't know if he just... The chop was getting to him. It was a different combination, but he did not look like the Macedo on the World Outlaw Trail.
Right.
Let's just say that. So that's what's went on in Merced.
Yeah.
All right. Now here's what I had somebody come to me and ask me about. How much do you pay attention to social media in our local area, Flash?
I do quite a bit.
Quite a bit. Okay. So did you see the great debate of a premier race division versus a non-premier division?
Oh, yeah. Part of it, yeah.
At a premier racetrack versus a non-premier.
Well, you told me a lot about it, but
okay.
I didn't get to see. I didn't actually see the post.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah.
There was multiple posts going on multiple people's timelines.
Different stuff. Yeah.
So there was people arguing with each other over what somebody else posted, but not on their stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just say this. We have a group of guys in our area that run Fords that really believe that Ford racing is the end-all, be-all in motorsports.
Yeah.
That's the nicest way I can put it.
Right.
And I love the Ford division. It reminds me of the old Dromer division, the old street stock division that we all grew up racing. And it's helped save racetracks in our area. That's
right.
100% for sure. But one thing that I did see was somebody that races street stocks bitching about the guys that's racing the Fords about people don't come to see you. We're the ones they come to see.
Yeah.
Well, I got news for you. They don't come to see you either.
Yeah.
You're just there. If you guys really want to know what the premier division is, the premier division at any racetrack in the country...
It's whoever has the most cars.
Yeah, well, that's what the Ford guy said.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the Ford guy said.
Yeah.
And they said, well, we have the most cars, so we're the premier division. Then the other guy said, well, no, people come to see us, so we're the premier division. You don't put asses in seats.
Yeah.
And I've actually had a promoter tell us, Mike Gibson at Sportsdrome said, whoever comes with the Fords in the pits is who comes. Nobody comes and watches the Fords. They come, that's not the type of division. They don't,
right.
If they do a standalone special Ford event, they wouldn't have to open up the bleachers because they're going to bring their 5 friends with them. Nobody's coming to watch it. But the same way with street stocks. Street stocks at Salem, Winchester, Anderson. You guys have a $50,000 race car now, and that's just a sign of where times are. But you're not the premier division either.
No.
If we're going to be technical about it, it's the late model division. It's the ARCA is the premier division at those tracks. But I'm going to explain it to you like this, and this is the best way that I can do because sometimes you don't see outside of your bubble.
Right.
And that's fine because. That's as you're in your circle, you think what you're doing is the most important thing because you put all your time, energy, and effort in it.
Yep.
And we get that. We travel every weekend. We're on the road. We understand how that works.
Yeah.
But if there's not a TV deal that's going to pay you to be on their event, if there's not a streaming company, Dirt Vision, Flow, race in America that comes to your division and your racetrack and says, we're going to give you X amount of dollars because we want to showcase your event.
Right.
You're not a premier division.
Yeah.
You're not.
No.
You are just there as we all are. You got to know your place on the card. You're there to help, fill out the racetrack. Now, is there some nights that your division is the premier division? They had a special event? Yes, there is.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Like in sports drone, it's always the figure 8. It's drone. No matter what. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I ran street stocks oval there for years, and I'm still just an oval guy. Everybody knows that racetrack for figure 8 racing, just like they do speed drone.
Yeah, that's
same way.
That's the exact same thing. And that's one thing that I had a guy coming to me at the racetrack and said, "Why are they running these cars before us?"
Yeah.
I said, "What do you mean before us?" "Yep, we should be after the late models." I say, "In your eyes?"
Yeah.
In the racetrack eyes, the late model sportsmen should be after the late models.
Yeah.
And then the B sportsmen. And then apparently the street stocks and the front wheel drives. So
yeah,
like where the hell do you feel like you're so elite that we need to we need to be there first? Because I got news for you. As soon as that late model race is done, half of these people are leaving.
Yeah.
They're gone.
I see it every week. It's the same way at the sprint car race. If you got sprints and then you just got the divisions with them guys, as soon as the sprint car race is over, people are gone.
They're gone. Yeah. So I mean, I understand how people get so emotionally tied into what they're doing. I get
right.
That. But one thing we don't need street stock, Ford, front wheel drive, modified, late model, sprint car. We don't need these guys all hating on each other.
No.
Because newsflash. Late model drivers, you need the modified drivers and the street stocks to help pay your purse.
Yeah. And the front wheel drives?
Yeah. And
all them guys. Yeah.
Street stock drivers at Salem, don't be shitting on the Ford guys because you need those 50 cars to help pay your purse.
Yeah.
Ford guys, don't be shitting on the street stock guys because if the guy who runs the track gets tired of seeing it, guess what? You won't run because he don't need you.
Yeah.
He won't even run the streets. So you guys are all hurting each other. Just let it go. But I was kind of wondering the same thing though. That I kind of wish we'd run earlier because I'd get home 3 hours earlier.
Right. Yeah.
But
yeah.
So,
no, you just still stayed and watched a couple of late model races. I know.
Oh yeah. Especially the limited late model or steel block, whatever one they were calling it. It was a good race. We're about to talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the premier division or any racetrack is whatever one you enjoy.
Yeah.
But I do know one thing. There's some major street stock races, major modified races. I mean, there's people in this, in this world of that we're involved in that will not go to a standalone dirt modified event.
Right.
Won't do it. They love sprint cars. They love late models. Won't do it. In the same token, there's guys in Central Indiana that will not go to a late model race.
Yeah.
They call them taxi cabs.
Yeah.
Boring, slow. And in the same token, there's guys in Illinois that will not go to a sprint car race.
Yeah.
They call them the push and flips, the tumble buggies.
Yep.
So,
everybody's got their own thing. But they all need each other to get by.
Yeah, everybody needs each other. So let's just let it go, okay? I do agree on certain things. If we have the most cars, we're the premier division. Well, I get that, but also on the same token, guess what? Dirt Vision and Flow and Racing America and all the other things, I've never seen any of them come up to and say, hey, we want this street stock division, we want this front wheel drive division, we want this Crown Vic division, we want this hobby stock division to just showcase our event.
Yeah.
It's always late models or sprint cars.
Yeah.
So those are the premier divisions, and modifieds in the central Midwest.
Yeah.
The modifieds they are premier. So So now onto our weekend race shirt, Flash. Flash couldn't make it down with us this weekend. He had a fishing tournament to go to. My first time at Smokey Mountain Speedway since 1998, 99.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Richie went to Smokey Mountain. I didn't get to see a race there. Got rained out, and we ended up at Atomic Speedway. The old Speedway.
Atomic, yeah.
And that got rained out, and I actually ended up seeing Mike Marlar win a modified race at Lake Cumberland Speedway. Is where we ended up at.
Yeah.
After all that. So we will start over and say this is a new racetrack for me.
Yeah.
Because it's a 3/8 mile. Hell, the press box and stuff they have now, they didn't have that when I was there.
Yeah.
The bathrooms and stuff were still the same, but the press box they didn't even have. They just had like one little upright stand.
Yeah.
So it was basically a new racetrack for me again. Racetrack facility, state of the art, top notch, super nice place. The pits had 2 tiers, which actually turned into a 3-tier because they had so many race cars they were pitting them up in like the terrace parking, the hillside parking. They were parking race car haulers like diagonal 45s up in the fields up there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
There was 182 race cars. Got to hang out and announce all night with Brad Bird. The name may not ring off the top of your head, but the old Tennessee Thunder late model announcer and the Topless Outlaw late model announcer. He did all the announcing for Southern All Stars, everything in the South. Iconic, legendary voice.
Yeah.
Super cool dude. Just hung out and announced with him all night, and I had 2 divisions. He had 6 divisions, and the way our stuff was spread out, like I did our mini stocks, and then I waited. I was just on wait mode.
Yeah.
And so he got an extra microphone, and we dual mic and called everything together. Basically, just bounced off each other. Had a really good time.
Yeah.
Roger Sellers, that name is synonymous in dirt racing. He's the one that owns I guess it's the Double Down Motorsports.
99.
Devin Brand stuff. Hudson O'Neill used to drive for him. The Lazy Day RV guys.
Yeah.
So he's the one that owns the racetrack, and he does something flash that I like for more racetrack owners / promoters to do.
Oh yeah.
He just shows up, sits up there in the booth, gets him some nachos and popcorn. He don't make no calls. He don't talk to nobody.
Just watches races.
He just watches races.
Yep.
Unless shit goes down.
Yeah.
All right, Flash. Now, this is one funny thing that you'll appreciate. Shit went down before hot laps.
Oh, yeah.
So they call the cars the hot laps, and then they come over the radio, and then they said, it's going to be a second. We're going to need security and paramedics to the top of the pits. Tanya sends me a message. She goes, "You're not going to believe this. They're back here fighting." So I had like a 30 to 45 minute time frame. Anyways, it turned into an hour. So I walk up on top of the hill, and this old boy's knocked out. So from what we gathered, as I say I eavesdropped over the radio while they're talking about it. A dad showed up to the racetrack. The son was driving his street stocker. Dad showed up to the racetrack. "What are you doing? Y'all left me at home." Apparently, father was very inebriated.
Oh, yeah.
Son told father, "You need to leave. We're here racing. We're going to do a family thing." Dad said, "You got to make me leave." Son takes that, and I don't know if it was a threat or a promise. Well, he made him leave.
Yeah.
In the ambulance, because he knocked him out.
Yeah.
So that's how the night started at Smokey Mountain Speedway.
Well, you want to take him home, figured he'd at least get him a ride.
Yeah, so that's how the night started at Smokey Mountain Speedway, okay? Before the cars ever even hit the racetrack. One thing that...
they still make real moonshine down there. It might have been something to do.
Yeah, it's very good possibility.
Yeah.
So, this story even gets better.
Oh, yeah.
So, the ambulance goes to take him off. They give him the smelling salt. He wakes up. Ambulance stops. Now, this is where we might get in trouble if I say this.
Yeah.
But hearsay that I heard. He got out of the ambulance. "I'm driving home." They let him leave. Story don't stop there.
Yeah.
This truck comes in over on the terrace parking. Parks. He got his chair in the back of his truck, got his cooler out, popping his Budweisers, and he's going to watch the races. So before the races start, Roger Sellers has to walk over and have his conversation with this old boy that just got knocked out 30 minutes before that and said, "Listen, you need to stay over here. He said, I can see you from the press box.
Yeah.
If you come anywhere towards the front stretch, or you get in your truck and you hit the road, I'm calling the cops. But if you want to sit here, sober up, and watch the races, which he had plenty of time to sober up, but we were there 12 hours.
Yeah.
So the guy just hung out all night, and I think he ended up passing out. And when we left, the truck was still there. So
Yeah.
I think dude crashed out. But
Yeah.
so that's how the.
Well, it's probably good they didn't let him leave though. So,
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
it's kind of what I was thinking. It's like, well, hold on a second. What do you mean he's leaving?
Yeah.
Y'all gonna let him drive?
Yeah, exactly.
So they do things a little different down there.
Oh yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
So,
It's a little different south
but
or east or whatever it is. Yeah.
or southeast.
Yeah.
Ish. But yeah, so it was a good time. Weather was 70 degrees. So
Yeah, that was good. That was good. The track. I mean, all week they called for rain too, so I'm glad they didn't give up on it.
yeah,
Yeah,
my part-time meteorologist told me there's an 80-90% chance of rain.
that's what mine kept saying.
Yeah, we got to get a new, because I told him, I said, Flash, mine's only showing 20.
Yeah.
He said, no, mine says 80. He sent me a picture. I seen a picture of mine where it said 20. So I don't know.
Well, I'm glad yours was right.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. And when what was really funny was ours was only right where the racetrack was.
Yeah.
3 miles up in town, the town was flooded.
Oh, yeah.
It was raining the whole time. So, but it was a beautiful day.
It was good though.
The steel block late models, Kyle Courtney took the win over, listen to this name, the Winfield Warrior Mike Marlar.
Oh yeah.
And Bobby Griffin ran third. Mike Marlar started sixth and ran second. Mike Marlar and Jesse Lowe kind of made a little bit of contact. But Marlar was in a 604 crate car. And there was a bunch of crate late models, 604 crate late models ran the limited race. Well, because it was a day race and it was slick. Marlar made a slick move. He pulled up to the outside and wanted to rip the wall, then turn down under Lowe. And he seen Jesse Lowe passed like 3 cars and got into third.
Yeah.
And so Marlar was like, okay. And Marlar did the same thing, but Marlar did the same thing to Lowe when they caught lap traffic. And Lowe was a little upset with him because Marlar didn't give him a whole lot of room.
Yeah.
As in right rear to the driver's door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't give him a whole lot of room, but it was a really good race.
That's one thing about the crate racing or sportsman racing like that. You have to take what you can get when you get it. I mean, it's just the way it is.
And
but they race a little different down south than people up here in the north do too.
Yeah, no, they'll give you a little elbow. They don't. Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah.
And they don't really bitch about it.
Yeah,
They
that's
just,
what I said. That's what they don't argue all the time like that. I mean, they do all that right before the races, I guess.
So yeah, definitely before the races. So Kyle Courtney took the win, and then brother Michael Courtney took the win in the mini stock.
Yeah.
So they pulled their limited late model mini stock up together, took pictures. Pretty cool.
That's cool.
The Cumberland Plateau Oval Modified, we had 24 cars on hand, and Kurt Turner out of Crossville, Tennessee, took the win over Colton Profit and Corey Gordon. Remember this name, Flash. Corey Gordon.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Pavement late model kid, 4th ever dirt race, and if he would have figured out the rubber in 3 and 4, he probably would have won the damn race.
Yeah.
He couldn't figure out the rubber in 3 and 4, and they just kept gapping him.
Yeah.
But he would go in and he would get the front end, the right front in the rubber, and push it up.
Yeah.
And would get tight.
Yep.
And then have to gas it up and lose all of his drive down the straightaway.
Yeah.
But the kid was very, very impressive. He was driving our buddy Blake Terry's car, our tech buddy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Blake Terry, I was teasing with him. I said, "Damn, I guess I'm gonna have to really look at your cars now." He said, "Why is that?" I said, "Well, I wouldn't worry about you. I knew you couldn't drive worth a lick, but now we got to tech them because you got a driver in it."
Yeah.
Kind of gave him a little elbow. So, but overall, it was a good time. And our Dio Handyman Remodeling Crash of the Week, Flash.
Yeah.
You're gonna be upset you missed this. They have what they call the juice box division. Now we've seen juice box races at certain tracks.
Yeah.
Smoky Mountain does juice box way different.
Yeah.
This juice box division.
I've seen pictures of them. Yeah.
This juice box, they've got, I guess they're like man-made, basically Power Wheels.
Yeah.
And they have 40 of them, and they run a lap around the big 3/8 mile monster racetrack. They run a whole lap.
Yeah.
So that's number one. They run a lap around there, but when they go green, Flash, there's about 20 of them in the first age group. They go green. We got Power Wheels going everywhere on the super slick racetrack. This one kid hooks up to the outside wall, puts it in the outside wall. But that's not our crash of the week. So one kid spins out, and the track's so slick, he's standing on the gas, and he's doing like Bo Duke donuts.
Yeah.
Well, when he stops doing his donut, gets the way he's facing. Back where he came from.
Yeah.
So guess what he did? He continued his race. Well, when he was continuing his race, those kids that started 3 minutes before him were finishing their race, so they made it all the way around.
Yeah.
He crashed them at Victory Lane, going both directions. Cars crashing everywhere. Parents in the middle getting hit, trying to stop them.
Yeah.
So that was funny as hell. The young kids went second. Now this is where our crash of the week comes from. Kids starting all the way on the outside. There's like 16 of them.
Yeah.
They throw the green. Got juice boxes going everywhere. This kid hooks a hard left, stands on the gas, runs wide open into one of those John Deere Gators, knocks his helmet off, never got past the start line, and picked up every bit of speed you could and crashed. So DO Handyman and Remodeling Crash of the Week goes to the little kid in the Mohawk helmet that run head on into a parked gator. But yeah, so it was a good time down there at Smokey Mountain Speedway, and the Tennessee Thunder Thanksgiving Tennessee Thunder event. Basically, what they're going to do, this is an event they're trying to,
kind of
have because 411,
right.
It's closed, and they're going in the right direction, that's for sure.
Yeah,
so,
that's good.
Only negative to the weekend is I probably wouldn't have hot lapped 182 race cars, took them to the pits, and come back out and hot lap qualified 3 cars at a time.
Oh, yeah.
For every division. I probably wouldn't have done that. But hey, who am I to say?
Yeah.
I didn't have 182 race cars in the pits, packed grandstands, and selling hot dogs all day. So
I heard last week that your first laps on the racetrack shouldn't be your qualifying lap. So
yeah, don't.
That's coming up.
Don't even. That's just, we're gonna get into this week's deep dive.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So we'll get into this week's deep dive and hop off here, and we'll come back with our upcoming events. It's time for the Trading Sliders Deep Dives presented by Kentucky Clutch and Performance. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. On this week's Trading Sliders Deep Dive, we have the man with a cool nickname. I don't know how the hell he got it. Downtown Dalton Brown, because we are in downtown Crab Orchard, Kentucky, Flash.
Oh, yeah.
Crab Orchard.
We almost missed it.
Yeah, I almost missed No Town. There's your new nickname, No Town Dalton Brown.
There we go.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate it.
No problem at all, man.
I was ready to say, hold on, that's where you got to talk back. Do you know how these interviews go?
Sometimes.
Okay, all right. I mean, you've won enough. I mean, you've talked on a microphone, so don't be nervous.
I try not to be.
Okay. So, Dalton Brown, we'll say late model up and comer, but you've been doing it for almost 10 years now, so I don't know how up and comer you are, but 24 years old, am I right?
Yes, sir.
24 years old, started racing go-karts when you was little. How in the hell did somebody go, I'm racing go-karts, okay, now I'm going to run straight late models?
Oh, well, when I was
That's a pretty big jump.
Yeah, when I was growing up, my dad had a modified, and then my uncle got a crate car himself, and I got started in the go-kart stuff, and we kind of knew where we wanted to end up at, and it just kind of took a few steps to get there.
Well, that's understandable. Now, you let the cat out of the bag. You come from a racing family, so it wasn't like you was I racing super well. At your age, you'd have been a PS2 superstar. You had no.
Yeah, I got iRacing now, but I ain't no good at that.
You're no good. Well, some people argue say you're not no good at the real cars. So I mean, yeah. But your record says not. I mean, this year you won a track championship and a series championship in 1 year. First off, how ambitious were you to race that? And second off, how in the hell do you do that?
Well, honestly, we didn't have no idea we was even going to run a track championship. We got tied up in a points deal last year, and it just ties you down a lot. And the way that rainouts and scheduling ended up, we only missed one race at Rockcastle this year. So we won the first one, went back, and we just kept the points lead, and we lost it with like 3 or 4 races to go to Cumberland, and just kind of clawed back to it.
Well, and this year you you went out on the road, did a touring series, which is first off, any young racer is listening. You can't race at the same 3 racetracks and get good. You got to get on the road. I'm just going to put that out there. But the touring series kind of worked where you're located, so you was able to branch out a little bit, but still, stay what you're comfortable at. How much stress was it running for a series championship?
Actually, it wasn't that bad up until the last week. We looked at the schedule back, I'd say January or February, whenever it came out. I'm like, I think we can run this. There's a couple races in Pennsylvania that was supposed to happen, and rain got them. But we was looking to kind of take that next step out and see if we could still be competitive outside of our comfort zone. And by the time everything ended up, we still ended up racing at the house for pretty good money. And we had a 6-point lead, I think, going into Richmond's last race. And that was 3 spots. So Jason Barrett's super good at Richmond anyhow, and can't ever count him out. So we just kind of went and ran third that last race, and
it took care of itself.
Yeah.
Yep. Took care of itself. You're racing crate late models or pro late models, because you guys are real weird about that in Kentucky. In Tennessee, they're crate late models.
Yeah.
In Indiana, they're crate late models.
Yeah.
In Kentucky, they're pro late models. So we want to make sure the fans don't realize these engines come from the factory.
Yeah.
But with where you're located at, and the money you guys get to race for, because we travel all over the country and we see purses. You guys in Kentucky actually race for pretty good money on a weekly basis. This is kind of a 2-part question. A, the racing in Central Kentucky, there's so many options. But B, would you like to see tracks work together more, or do you say, hey, it's your own business, I'm just going to go where I'm going to go?
Yeah. You don't really realize how good of money we race for around here until you do look at venturing out, and it's not really profitable for us, because we're 20 minutes from Ponderosa, 20 minutes from Rockcastle. Like within an hour and a half, we can be at pretty much every track in Kentucky. Yeah. So I would like to see tracks kind of work together a little better, and maybe have some 2-night deals or something. I don't know, just kind of get something different going.
Well, because you can go in East Tennessee. They've got a boatload of higher paying crate races or pro races. I gotta give it.
Yeah.
But like if you go up to Florence and Lawrenceburg and Brownstown, you guys got it pretty good here. I'm just the financial side of it.
Yeah.
You guys got it pretty good. And
yeah, trust me, I know.
Yeah. Yeah. You go to Brownstown, you race against guys like Steve Peden and Tyler Neal and Devin Gilpin, and the feature pays $800 to win. So
that is one of the places we're actually wanting to get up to eventually, just because it just kind of looks like a pretty cool place.
You'd be okay at Brownstown.
Yeah,
we was actually hoping to go to the Bowman race this year, and it just didn't work out to make it up there.
Well, one thing about your style and the division you're running is the crate cars is real momentum based. Everything's momentum based. And you mentioned the tracks around here that you got, like Ponderosa, it's a circle, so you can be real momentum. Lake Cumberland, you can be real momentum. But Richmond and Rockcastle, you cannot be momentum. What kind of discipline difference does it take? Because, okay, I run Ponderosa on Friday night. I just pretty much going to keep it on the floor and don't scrub my speed off on corner entry. And then you go to Rockcastle Saturday, totally different style racetrack.
Up until the last couple of years, we actually haven't been too good on the momentum stuff. It kind of took us a while to get going there. But Rockcastle's fairly momentum based once you get spread out. Richmond, it can be momentum in a way, but slow is faster there.
Yeah, everything's a little slower in Richmond. As soon as you make that turn and you pass the car dealership, it slows way down in Richmond. So going forwards, like next year, what are you going to try to get out and run some more? Are you? Like I said, it's so hard to leave your area, but East Tennessee has the elite of elite in crate late models. Is there any, admiration, like, hey, I'm going to go down there and see where we stand, I'm going to go do these events, or is it, is it in your budget to even do that? 'Cause you're a smaller base team. It's not like you're rolling in with 3 stockers. You got cars everywhere. So, what's the overall goal?
We plan on doing the ultimate stuff again, I think, this year. Probably look a lot like last year's schedule did, but I would like to get to that East Tennessee area a little more just to see if we can compete. There's a couple tracks in West Virginia I want to go look at, the Indiana area, just a few of them, but really just depends on the budget at the time.
I know that feeling, man. Yeah. I was a budget racer forever. Yeah, we knew for sure we was racing Friday, and we was hoping we was getting Saturday and Sunday again. We were hoping, but Friday we was for sure going.
Yeah.
It depends on how Friday went. We see how Saturday and Sunday went.
Yeah, a lot of times we just kind of, if we race Friday and Saturday, what all we get tire wise on Saturday tends how we do on Friday.
Yeah. Been there.
Well, in Kentucky, cause I'm not 100% on. Cause I know East Tennessee they run different tires. My one gripe about crate racing, there's 15 different tire compounds for what's supposed to be an economical division. That's one thing I've, I can go down that road for an hour. But why the hell do you guys have so many different tire rules for a division that's supposed to be cheap racing?
I have no idea. It would be a lot simpler to kind of have your 2 brands of tires and be able to race everywhere with them, but the good thing about it is you at least keep fresh tires wherever you go.
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing, though. Like, if you want to allow American Racer and Hoosier first, you should. Give the guys an option, but let's just put everybody on the hard tire. And let it be. Let's get 2 or 3 nights out of these tires. We shouldn't have to go to East Tennessee and run a soft tire. Like why the hell would you want to go to Tazewell and put a soft tire on? That makes no sense to me. I've always wondered that. You're going to an ultra high speed racetrack with a soft sidewall anyways, and let's just put the softest tire on. That seems idiotic to me. I don't know why they would do that, but hopefully that all changes and everybody gets on the same playing field. One of the biggest issues with crate racing is when somebody gets beat, and I'm sure you've heard this, he's got a cheated up engine. I've been on record for saying this, but I'll let the drivers say it. You guys are teched more times than not. There's some nights you run a local show, it's done at 3 a.m. Yeah, they're not going to pump the engine, they're not going to check the fuel, but also, then we're being honest, that it was a regular show and somebody else was already, a touring series was already in town, so you were just the feeder system that night. A, do you think tech is an issue with the crate division? And B, is there something that you'd like to see done different?
Honestly, I'm all for tech. Whatever they want to tech, they have free will to tech any given night. What I like about a tech is you go home not wondering if you got beat by a cheated motor. It takes a lot of that, people saying that he's only fast because he's cheating. Well, 90% of the time that guy's outworking the rest of the field.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, yes, it's easy. It was easier to cheat 10 years ago with the crate engine.
Oh yeah.
Now it's not so easy because engine builders, especially like we'll just say in Tennessee, if you're running crate racing USA, you got too much to lose and not enough to gain if you get busted. You get popped by a cruiser, you're done for a year. Yeah. Every racetrack within 6 hours of you is sanctioned by them. So plus the engine builders now, you've got 10 engine builders. And they want to keep that engine build job. They don't want to lose the opportunity to charge you guys $7,000 to do a $1,500 fresh job. Okay, they don't want to lose that opportunity. Trust me. So to ease your mind, yes, on the big events they do have to tear engines down. But when they do, very rarely do you see a guy. How many times I can count on one hand how many times a guy's been tore down in a crate division and been illegal.
Yeah.
Here locally, I don't know if it's ever really happened.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's happened a time or two, but 90% of the time, the guy that's winning the race is doing the most work, and that's why he's winning the race.
A couple years ago when I was running crates, full time.
Yeah.
full seasons anyway. But
he's part-time racer now. Full-time podcaster, part-time racer now.
All my guys, and even my dad at the time, he's like, man, those guys, they got something in their motor. I was like, no, guys, they don't have nothing in their motor. For one thing, they're just better than me because I suck.
Yeah.
I said another thing, they're buying all lightweight parts now too that we don't have on our car. And they don't realize how far those lightweight parts go now compared to having anything done with your engine.
But here is, I'll be devil's advocate to that though, and Don, I want you to weigh in on this. One problem that I see with crate racing is it was designed to be cheap and affordable. Nothing is affordable in racing anymore, but it is the most affordable style of late model racing there is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Still, but the lightweight rear ends, the
carbon fiber drives.
Yeah, carbon fiber drive. Well, but the carbon fiber drive has a safety thing. I'm okay with that because I had one about to take my leg off one time.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. But you got $3,000 headers now. $2,500 carburetors. So. Really, is it cheaper?
Yeah.
I don't know. To your local guy, probably not. To the bigger guys that come down to the crate stuff, I'm sure they see a big difference in the cost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying because, everything's dyno tested now, and your flow of your headers, and, it's just, the concept is good. The ideal is good. And for the most part, car count says it's working. You guys, on a local show here in Southeast Kentucky, the crate division, it is the premier division now.
Oh, yeah.
It is because there is no super late models locally anymore.
Yeah. Your regular Saturday night show now is 604s.
Yeah, 604 pros.
Yeah.
604 pros.
Pros.
Yeah,
I didn't say crates.
Yeah, it's pros. But when you go to the racetrack, do you see, okay, we're the big division tonight, or is it just, hey, I'm here to race, I don't care if, super late models are here, I don't care if, mods are here. How do you see yourself on the card? Because, you guys are the show now, mostly every Saturday night, it's the pro late model division.
I prefer to be the second class. I don't know, I like having that first feature in front of us to kind of watch and see what they're doing. To me, it ain't that big of a deal for the premier class or if we're just a support class.
Yeah, you're still racing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're still running your 25 laps.
Still going to do the same thing every night.
Yeah, they still pay the same either way.
Yeah. So the way formats are done, because I gave him shit one night. I don't know if he remembers this, but I'm walking through the pits and he was a sport class that night because the Cumberland Plateau mods were there. And I'm walking through the pits and he goes, they're mad rushing and changing his tires because I hate when we do hot lap qualifying. You remember this? And I stopped and said, you better be glad you're not racing for me because you pill draw.
Yeah.
He goes, well, I wouldn't race for you. And I said, well, then we wouldn't race together. What is your favorite format before we discuss formats?
I guess, I don't know. I ain't been around that long, but I guess it's old school. I think every class there should hot lap myself.
Well, hold on a second. You said old school. Old school is every class pill drawed.
How old school?
My old school, my fat bald ass. We never qualified. I ran the Battle Bluegrass Modified the first year. We didn't even qualify the first year of the Battle Bluegrass Mods. We pill drawed. How would you like to roll out at Glasgow? You probably don't even remember Glasgow, do you?
Nah.
Bardstown? Remember Bardstown?
A little bit of it.
Okay. Oh, you went to Eldora this year.
Yeah.
How would you like to roll out to Eldora and just pill draw and not no hot laps or nothing? Because we did that back then.
I don't know. The pill draw, I think, would make it interesting.
We are a show.
It puts people in bad spots, I feel.
Yeah, but, you are the show, though.
Yeah.
I get it. You don't want to tear stuff up. I get that. But, one thing I do see, though, because we travel a lot been to 331 racetracks now. I went to my new racetrack last week, or 2 weeks ago. So I've been all over the country. I've seen pill draw, like IMCA stuff, nobody qualifies. You'll pill draw, and we'll just say IMCA at Marshalltown, top 5 cars in each heat race make the A main to get 20, and then they run a B main and take the top 4. Well, the top 3 in each heat race redraws. So you could win the first heat and still start 12th in the feature. So, the redraw format. And then you got hot lap qualifying, which if we're going to qualify, I say hot lap qualifying. I know you don't like it, but I also, for somebody who actually likes qualifying,
Yeah.
I love watching like sprint cars and super late models should be single car. I don't care. I'm just because I like hearing the engines and I like hearing the throttle. But everybody else, if we can't race with 3 cars on the track, we don't need to be racing anyways.
Right.
So let's.
And I don't necessarily have a problem with hot lap qualifying. I just think the first laps on the track for the night shouldn't be what determines your whole night.
It's the same track.
Yeah, but we're kart racing.
Yeah, okay, it don't matter. But you're kart racing for the best money for the night though, so shouldn't you have to earn it?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a double-edged sword. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. But
I mean, look, USAC National Sprint Cars, they have the best format, I think, going today. So I don't know how familiar you are with the format, but they qualify. Everybody qualify, no groups. You got 50 cars, you're qualifying 1 through 50. They invert the top 6 in each heat race. The top 4 make the A main. But if you're the quick qualifier and you run 4th, you get your qualifying time back for the feature. So if you transfer in out of your heat race, you get your qualifying time back. So there is no, well, what about sandbagging? Well, you don't know who's transferring in. You can't sandbag because guess what? Everybody gets their qualifying time back. So you sandbag and start on the pole, you win your heat. Well, the 4 heat race winners starts 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. But if you sandbag and you run second in your heat and you qualify 30th, guess where you're starting in the feature? 24th. Because you get your qualifying time back. So it's just when you're on the track, it's go. You got to race. There's no, well, if I just ride here. There's no riding because you don't know where everybody else is.
Right.
Now, it is confusing as hell to keep up with. So, people don't know what's going on. Like I've taken people to USAC races that have been to late model racing their whole life and like, how in the hell? He won the heat? Why is he starting 6th? Because the top 6 in the feature's inverted again. But you don't know if the top 6 don't make it. The 8th place car may be starting on the pole for the feature. So it's really fascinating. It produces the best racing. I get running into cars and tearing your stuff up. I even had somebody at the driver's meeting one time told me that because we had rain coming, we had 21 cars, and I said we're running 2 heat races, 10 and 11, and but we got a chance tearing up cars, and I said we're running 2 heats, we're not running 3. Well, I think it'd be better if we ran 3. I said, well, you probably do think it'd be better, but I think it'd be better that we run 2. So we ran 2, we had no problems at all. My theory on that is, if you can't run 10 laps, if you got a guy that can't run 10 laps, he don't need to be in the damn feature, so let's go ahead and weed him out.
Yeah.
We don't need him running 20 with us.
Yeah.
So,
that's just going to be cautions.
yeah, so and I always ask, because I know as a racer, I would have loved to start on the pole every week and let's like that. But we grew up in an era where the fast guy had to start on the tail. So.
And I feel racing was a lot better back then too.
Well, see, people say that, but from somebody that what?
Crate racing. How many times do you see someone come from 6th to win a crate race?
Well, let me ask you this. You go to Brownstown, you will see somebody come from 6th, from 10th, from 12th. The reason why you guys aren't seeing that is because all the way up until this year, Brownstown just started hot lap qualifying. It was all pill draw.
Yeah.
So the fast car starting on the pole, it don't matter what division it is. How many Lucas Oil races do you see the winner come from 14th or 16th? Never.
No.
Yeah.
Never. But how many high limit sprint car races in USAC do you see? Because they do inverse, they spin the wheel. So you're kind of manufacturing racing. You're manufacturing, the sport.
The action anyway.
Yeah. So it's it's kind of damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yep.
I mean, I was at Ponderosa one night and Mike Marlar started 21st at the World Outlaw race and won.
Yeah.
But he also had a flat in his heat race. He was going to win his heat anyways.
Right.
So, but I mean, there is times, but I've had this discussion with buddies of mine. They said, "Yeah, but Jeff Purvis could start on the tail and win." Well, Jeff Purvis was running a super late model of our street stocks. Yeah. Not taking anything away from Jeff Purvis, but I think the problem with, not the problem, it sounds like I'm bashing crate racing, but the problem with crate racing is it's so momentum based that it is harder to pass. So when you do start mixing up, you start manufacturing the race, it does make it tougher to pass. And then that's where I get it, where wrecks happen. And, you get underneath somebody and how the way you kids chop noses off and, pull, everybody thinks they're Bobby Pierce now because he runs balls to the wall. You guys throw them sliders. I get it. I understand. But that's one thing, though. I've been to Talladega Short Track and, I seen Jody Knowles come from 16th to win. So it's doable. It's very doable. We just, I think the main thing is, it doesn't matter what it is. You start the fastest car on the pole with a heat race. If he don't win, it's on him. It's not on the track. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
What's your main goal in this? You want to go super late model racing? You want to try modified? I mean, what do you want to do?
I've tried the modified once last year in a 602 car. It wasn't very pretty at all. Gotta do it again next year though. I ain't giving up on it. But
yeah.
Well, hold on a second. So you was in a 602 car. Was it a 3-link or 4-link?
a 4-link car.
It was a 4-link car?
It was Rockcastle's roll package for the 602.
Yeah, then the only B-Mod class that allows 4 links. And all of... I love Dwayne. I do. I love him. Super nice people. One of the easiest racetracks that when I go for our touring series at work, but I think you may misjudged that. If you're going to start a new class, let's start a class that's got cars right up the road. It's got 70 cars. Me personally, I probably would have ran their rules package, but that just happens.
I do think next year that class will grow quite a bit, though.
Yeah, it's not a bad class. Honestly, I wouldn't. All right, there's people. The modified people listening to this are going to kill me, especially after last week's interview. But I would not be opposed to the modifieds going to the 604 and let's get it closer to IMCA rules. But that's a whole other shit storm. I'll start some other time. We'll save that for an off week. Yeah. we don't want you to get the hate this week. All right.
Yeah.
It's like, man, that Dalton, he's a jackass. He sat there and let him kill our class.
I ain't no modified guy.
Yeah. But what was the issue with the modified? What didn't you like when you was driving it?
I actually liked everything about it. I just couldn't get comfortable. It's just going to take more laps.
Yeah.
See, because on your crate car, you're so used to driving on the right front. And we haven't talked about this off air, so I was going to just driver to driver. Did you feel like once you started sliding, it was a 4-wheel skate, you didn't have enough motor to get out of it?
No, I felt like I turned for 20 days.
Oh, you've never ran a gearbox though, have you?
No,
that's what it was.
It was a sweet 6-to-1 track, and Josh got in it the same night with like 3 tenths faster than I did. And I'm like, I give up.
I suck at this. I hate this. Josh never gonna let you drive this car?
Oh yeah, I'm sure we will out of practice or something one of these days.
What do you want to let everybody know? Not for people that don't know, Josh Hampton. The only reason why I knew of Crab Orchard, Kentucky, because I announced for the series, and I've got that on my little cheat sheet. That is your uncle.
Yep.
So, does he give you a hard time when you guys are at the track? Or does he just say, "Oh, you'll figure it out"?
Oh no, we help each other any way we can. He actually is whose motor I used when we went to Eldora for the steel block stuff.
I was about to ask you. See, it's like we almost talked about this. I was about to ask you that. So you used his engine to go to Eldora. A, how much was the horsepower different? And B, how fun was Eldora?
It wasn't that big of a difference, actually, just over the gear and the size and the wideness of the track. It wasn't that hard to get adapted to for me, and it was probably one of the most fun places I've raced on. Yeah,
Eldora's fun. It's out of all the races I've won, I got one trophy in my house, and that's the Eldora Speedway one. The rest of them are in my mom's attic and everything else. The only trophy I kept in the house. So, is the progression next to try to do some limited steel block racing, because or is it something that's not really in the budget, so you're just gonna stay with the crates? I mean, what's your next progression?
Honestly, I ain't got a clue. We're gonna keep on crate racing, I guess. And if we get another opportunity to steel block or super race, I'm all for it, but I know we won't be able to do it on our own dime.
So that's And unfortunately, that's where
he needs some dimes, guys.
So if if you're anywhere around Crab Orchard, Kentucky, you already know who they are.
Yeah.
But we can go Danville, Lexington, Somerset, Corbin, anywhere in that area want to help out.
Yeah.
Because I think all 4 of you guys here in Crab Orchard know each other.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, everyone that races is from Crab Orchard we know pretty well.
Well, I would say, I would think you even know your neighbors that don't race.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah. He's just like any other 24-year-old kid. Has no clue what he's doing.
Yeah.
Don't know what he's going to do next year. He's just going to race.
Yeah.
He just wants to race. So, I know Ponderosa went through some tough times and they're back running. How valuable is it to have all the racetracks in your area successful? I mean, to you, you may dislike or like one track or another, but, you know, I know for me, Ponderosa was an hour and 20 minutes from me. I hate seeing it shut down. Being 20 minutes from you, I know you guarantee you hate seeing it shut down. So, how much does it mean to you for all these tracks to, you know, survive in this area?
It means a lot to me. I mean, they got families. They got to put food on the table at the end of the day. Especially Ponderosa. I kind of grew up going and watching there on Fridays, and it's home.
Yeah.
But as far as everywhere else, I want everyone to succeed, and I want everyone to have their big races and their big car counts every year.
Well, see, he's are you going to be a politician one day?
Yeah.
You sure? I mean, that's not like a
promoter, maybe.
yeah, he could be a promoter.
I'm good on that too.
You don't want to be a promoter?
I just don't think I don't know if that's a job I would want to do. Props to everyone that is a promoter, but I just don't know if that's a job for me.
Why, you don't like arguing with people? You don't like working 60, 70 hours a week, pouring your heart and soul into it for everybody to shit on you online? You don't like that?
Oh no, that would be awful. Like, I know how dealing with the racer is. It would be awful.
So you're saying you're one of the guys that come up here and bitches sometimes?
Not all the time. Hardly ever do I try to bitch at a racetrack.
I did hear him mention about high lap qualifying.
Yeah, that's just because it was you, though.
Yeah.
How awesome is it you get to race with your dad and uncle?
Oh, it means the world. Like, it's a whole family sport. My wife, she helps me about every night in the garage throughout the week. My mom's big into it. My dad's a big part of it. Josh, Rita, both of his kids, my grandparents. Like, it's a big family operation, and it means a lot more when it's a family operation than just someone else's.
You ever get out of the car and about half-ass pouting, and then you turn around and look, and you know they're pumped that you ran third, and you're like, damn, okay.
Yeah, they say I pout all the time. I don't like to lose, but
well, I mean,
I was the worst. If I ran second or third, that was just like the worst night in the world.
yeah, but sometimes, you know, when you get older, that will change.
Yeah.
Because you'll run third, and you'll be like, man, this car was so damn bad. It was about a ninth place car. I'm tickled to death with a third. And then there's some nights that you're about a fifth place car, and you win the damn thing.
I ran 10th place at Florence last year out of like 14 cars, and I was super happy.
Yeah,
That's what happens when you get old.
Yeah, he called me. He goes, man, moving that Jaguar makes such a huge difference.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that something just goes around the track now.
Yeah, I had to phone a friend that night to get some help. So.
I told him, I said, Kirby, you doing what? I said, no. That's old school stuff. You can't do that no more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, but who helps you get up and down the road? Who helps make this possible? Because everybody has great sponsors, but also everybody's wanting as much help as they possibly can get. So, sell yourself right now. Tell everybody, who you are and what you're about and who helps you do this.
Honestly, we have a huge support group on this. They all mean a lot to each and every one of us. The Rod Carter Jr. Memorial Foundation, they stepped up and helped us tremendously this year. And honestly, it was more than just a financial help. We hadn't won races in a long time this year, and we was just we wasn't bad, but we wasn't good. And we got that deal through them, and it was a confidence booster more than anything. And Brian Wooltridge, Extreme Signs and Graphics, he helps us tremendously. Anytime I need anything or need anything that he has, I know I'm more than welcome. He's welcome to our stuff. Dustin Linville, his whole family, they've helped me a lot. And honestly, Dustin done everything he possibly could for us to get the car that we have now. And he kind of just took us under his wing a little bit and got us the next step better. That's
pretty good mentor to have.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good guy to have in your corner, especially when you're running Central Kentucky, Southeast Kentucky racetracks.
Yeah.
There's about 2 or 3 people that I say, hey, go talk to those guys about these racetracks. So, and he's on that top of that list. So
yeah.
Yeah, Dustin, he's been one of the better friends I could ever ask for. And then all of our other sponsors too. Each and every one of them means a lot to us. Hardline Construction, 859 Off Road, Absolute Seamless Gutters, Renegade Race Fuels, Wilson Construction, and
listen, man, we did Cole Followay. He only won 30 races last year.
Yeah.
Only one he remembered was Followay Auto Sales. He had to pull up his laptop and look at it. You'll be fine.
And then Lake Cumberland Exterior Pressure Washing and Century 21 Realty.
See, I told you figure it out, man. Yeah. But, we appreciate you coming on, but we're not going to end just right there yet. Because I do this all the time. I think of something else while you're talking about that. When you said, Dustin helped you get this car and take it under your wing. Kentucky racing gets a bad rap for being cutthroat. It gets a bad rap for guys not wanting to help, other guys. But when you said that made me think of a few things, because I know, Tyler Nicely puts a big effort into Cole Followay and Charlie Medford. I know Randall Sweeney was a major contributor to Trent Young. David McWilliams and Jerry Rice were major contributors to Josh Rice. It goes on and on. I know Blake Brown helped out Ben Harmon when he first started. So you guys get a bad rap, and I think it's because of the passion. Like, you guys at the racetrack, you guys don't really want to help each other because you want to win so much. But when you guys leave, you guys are all close-knit on social media. You guys are always hitting each other back and forth and throwing out, options. So I want to say, as a kid that grew up, now that I'm not a kid now, but as a kid that grew up with mentors all over, we had plenty of them. Don't take that for granted. And make sure you pass that along to the next generation, because that's what's going to keep our sports, thriving. So you guys do get a bad rap down here, but it's just because, you guys don't care to fight. And like Dustin Linville that night, I was at Ponderosa. I don't know how many of his guys it was going to take to whoop that other crew, but I knew how many they was going to use. Yeah. So, was you a part of that melee that night? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd say that too. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah. I know one thing. I know Spencer Hughes thought he was bowling.
Yeah.
He threw the card in reverse and people scattered, because you can say what you want about Spencer Hughes, but he's not a dumbass.
Yeah.
He knows when 3,412 people want to put knots on your head, you don't get out of the car. Yeah. but you guys do kind of get a bad rap about being rough but I'm down here a lot. I see a lot of it. It's not as bad as everybody says it is.
No, people actually don't realize the relationships each racer has with each other, honestly. Heck, pretty much all year long we've chased Jeff Watson around Rockcastle, and Jeff helped me a lot when I was first starting, and he gave me a lot of advice and some that I still use today. Like, he's always helped me if I've needed something, and I hope I can pass that down.
Yeah, but Jay Watt's a good dude. He's one of those guys, if you want to talk about overachieving on under budget, Jeff Watson is at the top of that list. He is I'll say this because I've said it before, and we'll say it on Dalton's episode too. I think the car owners, multiple car owners in Campbellsville, screwed up a long time ago and did not give Jeff Watson an opportunity. And if they get mad, they just get mad. Yeah. That's what it is. Because I think he deserved an opportunity. There was about 3 or 4 guys in Central Kentucky that deserved an opportunity, and 2 or 3 of them got it before Jeff Watson did. So that's my political statement that I'll say today. And so everybody that's listening in Central Kentucky can either say I agree with you, or I'm gonna get hate mail next week. So the week of Thanksgiving, that's all right. Just come on, bring it. But we appreciate you coming on, and thank you for doing this on short notice, because some stuff got rearranged this week. Had a week this week that was a little tough on my end, so I appreciate you saying, "No, man, we can do it whatever time it is, even if my fat ass stops at Chick-fil-A on the way down and show up 15 minutes late, man." But we appreciate it.
Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you.
All right, Flash. That was downtown, small town, hometown, Dalton Brown. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know where you get downtown from. I'm like you.
Yeah, I don't know where downtown came from there. So, because there was we'll call it small town, hometown.
Yeah.
Dalton Brown. We're going to change this.
They don't have a street light.
Yeah. Not a stoplight.
I mean, a stoplight. That's
Yeah,
what I mean.
let's say they don't have a stoplight. They don't have street lights.
Yeah.
They didn't have nothing. They have blue lights coming by.
Yeah, right.
I thought dude was getting us.
Yeah.
I thought I was getting pinned for a speeding ticket. Flashlight. There's a cop. Yeah, I see him, but
It's too late.
it's kind of too late. So, but everything worked out. All is well. Evidently, he's a late model fan, and so we're
Yeah.
good. He didn't even feel like pulling out. But one thing that I really liked about Dalton Brown was, he's a young kid. He started out in go-karts, and he's like, well, my uncle, they race, and we kind of had a plan, so that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
And it's tough to get out on the road. And he talked about the financials of let's get out on the road, especially when you got 4 racetracks within an hour of your house.
Yeah.
So.
That you can make just as much money,
Yeah, because they pay pretty good.
Yeah.
For all the shit that Central Kentucky gets for qualifying, bitching about heat race line,
Yeah.
for all the drama that comes with it, the financial side of crate late model racing.
Yeah, it's pretty good down there.
It's pretty good down there. So, but yeah, well, we appreciate Dalton coming on, being so gracious to open up his house and let us in and sit down there and bullshit about racing. Pretty cool kid.
Yeah.
And he made his first start at Eldora this year.
Yeah.
And made the feature with like 60-something steel block late models. So,
Right.
The kid is a driving talent. He has talent, that's for sure. This week's upcoming events, we're going to start off with something in his area. So this week's Racetrack Spotlight being brought to you by JT's Trackside Catering. I know if people are going to listen to this, like, oh, do what? But Lake Cumberland Speedway, home of the Lake Cumberland Classic, is this week's Racetrack Spotlight. $4,000 to win crate late models. I noticed how Brandon put on his flyer, crate late models.
Yeah.
He don't have pro late models coming to his track.
Yep.
He has crate late models. $4,000 to win. $2,000 to win for the Crown Vic division.
That ought to draw some cards.
Yeah.
Cards for that one.
Yeah,
Especially this late in the year,
I'd say there'd be some Crown Vics down there for 2K
yeah.
to win. Modifieds, $1,500 to win. Front wheel drives, hobby stocks, I think both of them are $500, $600 to win. They're going to have open practice Friday, but it's their very first ever Thanksgiving Dirt Classic. Something they're going to try to start doing annually, from what I'm hearing. So,
Yeah.
Lake Cumberland Speedway is a 3/8 mile racetrack. Brandon's been working on the banking. Just made it 15 feet wider, entering turn 3.
Yeah.
So it goes all the way down to the light pole. That may end up being an issue. They might have to move that pole. I did see where he had some tires and a wall, right around it. But
Oh, yeah.
it's kind of a deterrent. It's kind of like the U-tire.
Right.
It's kind of a deterrent to get down there and hit it.
Yeah.
Because not only will you tear your race car up, but if you knock the lights out the racetrack, everybody's gonna be pissed off at
Yeah.
you. So, but he did widen the racetrack. Added some more banking back to it. So, but Lake Cumberland Speedway is a 3/8 mile. It's a condensed 3/8 mile.
Yeah.
It might even be a third mile, really. But it's a wider racetrack, like across the racetrack, not real long straightaways.
Yeah.
More of a circular. Negative about Lake Cumberland Speedway, the pit parking is everything's on a hillside.
Yeah.
But there's nothing they can do with that. I mean, the whole
No,
racetrack's cut out of the hill.
Yeah.
But super good people down there at Lake Cumberland, especially all the guys up in the booth, Brian Abner and all of them. They've been there ever since Brandon's dad owned the racetrack.
Yeah.
But Lake Cumberland Speedway for this week's JT's Trackside Catering Racetrack Spotlight.
Yeah. That's one of the racetracks I've raced on. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty little racetrack.
Yeah.
We've covered them quite a bit.
Yeah.
We've been there a time or two.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
upcoming events, Tuesday, the USAC National Midgets. They got 2 races left, Flash. Tuesday, they're at Bakersfield Raceway at Kern.
Yeah,
The new
Bakersfield, yeah.
Yeah, not the old Bakersfield, the
Yeah.
Bakersfield Raceway. That will be on flow. I think they got lightning sprints and maybe hobby stocks with them.
Yeah.
Wednesday, race giving at Big South Fork Raceway in Oneida, Tennessee. So
yeah.
Oneida, Tennessee has a $2,500 to win limited late model. Just going to go out and put this on a limb. You guys are going to Oneida, better be ready to run with a little dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty White Boy's gonna be there, and Little Dirty. It's one of his few stomping grounds.
Yeah.
So you pull into Big South Fork Raceway, and this is funny. Kind of off subject, but my wife is a huge I Love Lucy nut. She watches it all the time. You know where cousin Ernie is from?
No.
Big South Fork, Tennessee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I'm just going out on a limb and saying cousin Ernie has been to the racetrack.
Yeah.
But yeah, some stuff that you pick up on over the years watching a show you don't really care about that you kind of end up liking. So, but so they got that going on Wednesday, and then Friday and Saturday. $10,000 to win. Swainsboro Raceway for the Crate Racing USA Turkey 100. Swainsboro is one of those places I need to get to. It's one of those tracks we talked about that kind of races. Swainsboro and Tucoya, they don't really race like racetracks in the South. They can kind of race like Midwest racetracks, but haven't been there. But get there one time.
What night's that?
That's Friday and Saturday at Swainsboro Raceway. Yeah. Well, I don't think you're not going to be coming back till.
Well,
when are you coming back?
Coming back Sunday, but maybe Saturday night now. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to say if you're coming back Saturday night, I did see that the Turkey Trot at North Florida Speedway, right off I-75, is racing.
Oh yeah.
The 604 Crate Late Model race, the Turkey Trot race there at North Florida. If you want to get on the road just a little bit early.
Yeah.
And then. Friday night, Ventura Raceway, the ultimate sprint cars, $10,000 to win. The night before Turkey Night, at Ventura Raceway there in Ventura, California.
Yeah.
Last year, I think they had 60-something sprint cars. Everybody, the who's who of non-wing and even some wing racing is going to be out there. I see where the Macedos are out there. They're going to be running. Ricky Lewis, all the USAC guys are basically there because the midgets will be there Saturday. And then Saturday, you have the famed Turkey Night Grand Prix, USAC National Midgets, the ultimate sprint cars at the Ventura Raceway, and evidently our buddy Jack Slash got everything taken care of last year with track prep.
Oh yeah,
it's been great all year. Hasn't had to talk about it. We didn't need to work on it.
Yeah.
So Jack Slash got them squared away.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking forward to
good
that.
at that.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And then Saturday, the Gobbler at Duck River Raceway Park. Another place that I've been to, $7,500 to win super late models. I think this is the only super late model race of the weekend.
Yeah.
So there's a couple, 5 or 6 different crate races.
Yeah.
But this is one of the few times that you get out and see a super late model race this weekend at the Gobbler there in Duck River Raceway Park.
Yeah.
And that's basically it for the week. In our area, there's some Clay Preview. We talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Go check it out. But the Napa Speedway in the city at the park.
The one they built?
The one they build
every year? Yeah.
Yes. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week on Clay Preview. I think it's like $29 if you want to watch each event, or like $40 for all of them. But they are running all 3 nights, and that's going to be something to see.
And you would think them building the racetrack would not be that good. That place is awesome.
It's pretty
it was
badass.
last year for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. It looks just as badass.
Yeah.
Actually, it looks like a little bit wider on entry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it might even be...
Might be a little better, huh?
Yeah, a little badasser.
Yeah.
So, you got anything before we get off here?
No, I don't think so. Oh, yeah, I do want to say one thing. We also want to give our condolences to Will Greenwell. He lost his sister this week, so that's not good. But I seen he did get an award yesterday, too.
Yeah, I did see that.
For something, Legacy Award, I think it was.
Yeah, I'd seen that as well, too.
So that was pretty cool.
And one more thing, too, that I just thought of because I didn't write it down. Each week we have a bunch of people ask us, like, a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably get 30 to 40 questions a week. And I'll be honest, we've been thinking about how to do a fan engagement thing.
Yeah.
So if you guys are wanting to do this, comment or message us and let us know. We're thinking about doing like a fan question of the week.
Yeah.
Especially if you can find a sponsor for it, we for sure will do it. But you guys send us a question. It can be anything. Hey, what's your favorite racetrack? Where do I need to go? What do you think about this division? What do you think about this rules? But we get so many questions each and every week that think about just doing it because
I think it'd be pretty cool to do.
I mean, I don't know why you guys want to know what we think about it.
Yeah.
But
we'll tell you what we think, though.
But
you might not like it.
Yeah, but we will tell you what we think about it. So, that's something that's, that we've been talking about. We don't really know how to do it, and we've had people ask. Like, I've had a bunch of stuff asked, this week. Oh, and one more thing too. Before, I should have did better taking notes.
Yeah, that's all right.
That happens sometimes. On this week's upcoming events, I forgot one event. Friday, if you're in town, it's a different type of racing, but if you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, and you're a figure eight fan, come out, hang out at the Bullet Speedway.
Oh, yeah.
We have the Art Girl Memorial slot car figure eight racing. Yes, you've heard that right.
Yeah.
Slot car figure eight racing. So if you want to come out and check that out, just tell them, hey, Trading Sliders said you guys are having an event and we're going to come out and check you out. So I know it's a big event. They race all day. They got stuff going on all day. But the nightcap, as old Jerry Van Sickle will say, the nightcap will be the figure eight race. And as Kurt can tell you, it's not as easy as it looks.
No, definitely not. You would think around the slot car, you just hold the thing down. No, it's nothing like that.
Yeah, don't work that way, does it, Flash? But get out and support a local racetrack. And until next time, we'll be Trading Sliders.